Okay, so this will probably be the longest vlog that I do for this whole thing. And the reason why is because some of you guys have asked questions, expressed concern, and seemed a little confused about what I'm doing and why. So if you'll stay tuned to the end of this vlog, I will go over the diet, why I'm doing it, and exactly what I am doing. So it is 5:48 in the morning. I am up. The kids are still in bed because school has been called out for the next couple of days due to the fires and due to the tornadoes. The school has no power. But all that being said, I still have a slight twinge of a headache, but nothing serious. I feel fantastic this morning. So I'm going to drink my coffee, try out my new white chocolate raspberry crema. So excited. And I'm going to sit down. Some of you guys have expressed some concern about what I'm doing. So I'm going to sit down and show you why. Boil in some water. Use the bouillon cubes. Going to make some chicken broth. And then I found this. Ta-da! Broccoli and cheese soup. I'm going to water it down with the broth. And hopefully this will not taste hideous. Because I'm really looking forward to this. My gosh, this is as good as I ever imagined it would be. It's a broccoli and cheese soup. It's so good. So, now that I've been on the full liquids for a little bit, I'm going to add something else that's on the list. Creamy peanut butter. So, I'm going to eat a tablespoon of peanut butter, and I'm going to enjoy it as if I'm walking through the gates of heaven. So, yesterday at this time, I had coffee so that I could kind of like get a boost. Because it's like 4 o'clock. Yesterday, I did that, and I had a hard time sleeping last night because of the caffeine, obviously. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really think that I need it today. I'm feeling really good. Like all day today, I've just felt good. I have cleaned house. I just have been really motivated. I feel so much better. It's like all day yesterday was just like, and then today it's just been fantastic. Lots of energy, super feeling fabulous. So I think I'm going to skip the coffee and just wash these dishes. I think I'm going to roll with this. I'm going to roll with a bottle of water. You know, I've got other flavors, but Lord, this is so good. I'm a big fan of watermelon anyway. So strawberry watermelon, this right here in it. I'm going to mix that up, and I'm going to try to finish that before dinner time. Dinner again is the broccoli cheddar soup. Guys, this has got to be the best thing I have had so far. You like it, Livy?
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, that one's good. This literally has to be the best thing I have eaten so far. This is a godsend. Okay, so I finished my broccoli and cheese. And I finished my protein shake that I had, my water that I had done earlier. I may end up eating another tablespoon of peanut butter before bed, or like closer to bedtime, because it's like 5:30 right now. I'll probably eat it around 7, and that'll be the last thing I have all day. Today has been exceptionally easy. I can tell you, the crazy thing is I'm not hungry because I am eating a little bit more of a fuller diet, number one. And number two, also because I think I've gotten past the point of thinking about food or wanting food really, really bad or anything like that. Just like when I get hungry, I'll do my liquid stuff or whatever, and it's not a big deal. As a matter of fact, today I made the kids spaghetti for lunch, and I love spaghetti. But the smell of it actually kind of turned my stomach. So at some point you will get to where you're just like, meh, could care less. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed my cream soups that I've had today, and I've enjoyed my water, but as far as like craving or desiring some food or something, I'm just like, meh, take it or leave it. So hope that helps you guys. Love you. See you later. Okay, so as you can see, I had a really good day today, but I wanted to kind of go over, I think I may have been a little vague in the original video when I started talking about why I was going to do this. Yes, it is true that I'm trying to lose more weight. But some of you guys have expressed a little bit of concern, number one, because I wasn't eating. Number two, I actually had someone who made a comment about how they didn't understand why I was taking in protein powder because that's for bodybuilders and I'm not a bodybuilder. Your body doesn't naturally make its own protein. You have to get it from an outside source. Protein is what controls hormones. It's a life-building supplement. And if you're eating a lot or eating, you're able to get protein from different sources. But back in 2015, I had a bariatric surgery, which means I had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy. That just means that instead of having 100% of my stomach, I only have 20%. They took the largest part of the pouch out, and I only have a small cylinder sleeve of a stomach left. They didn't reroute my organs like the bypass. They just whacked some of my stomach out. That's it. So for the rest of my life, the maximum amount of food I'll be able to eat is somewhere between 6 and 8 ounces. But there are ways to cheat on what you're doing. You can cheat by eating what they call slider foods, which is like popcorn and chips and crackers and sugary snacks. Sugary foods for me is an addiction. I didn't get to be 350 pounds because I don't like to eat. That's crazy. I used to tell myself the lie of I don't eat a lot. Well, I really didn't eat a lot. It was what I was eating. I have an addiction to sugary foods. Last year when I had the surgery, I dropped 102 pounds. By December, I was 102 pounds less than what I was in March of that year. That's a lot of weight to lose really fast. But in December, we had a candy making day with my mom and sisters and sister-in-laws. And that was kind of like the start of my downfall. It became baking season. I started baking and cooking, and as the cook, I started sampling. Well, it got me back in sugar, and then once I got back into it, that was all she wrote. And since December of last year, I have not lost a single solitary pound. And I'm going to be honest with you guys right here. I'm going to confess. Not only that, I've also been doing something that is considered a cheat as well. I can only eat 6 to 8 ounces. True. But if you wait and let it settle a little bit, you can eat more. And so what I would do is I would make a plate of food that I would want to eat, not what I actually could eat. And I would sit down and I would eat it as much as I could until I was stuffed. And then I would wait. And then I would pick off of it and keep eating until I ate the whole plate. That's not doing me any good. So when I first told you I was going to do this, I think some of you guys thought I was going to go on like some sort of starvation plan and like not eat at all. But this is actually a doctor supervised diet. This was something I was given to me by my physician to do before surgery, after surgery. And he even told us, if you ever feel froggy, do it again. Will not hurt anything as long as you follow the guidelines. So directly after surgery, you are allowed to have clear liquids only. Coffee, chicken broth, sugar-free Jell-O, and protein supplements. That's it. But a lot of that is because you also have an incision along your stomach. Later, within like 2 weeks after surgery, when it's healed enough to where you're not going to cause a leak, you're allowed to go on full liquids. So what I did is I kind of not following it to the letter. I'm not going 2 weeks on straight liquids, clear liquids, because I don't have an incision to worry about. But what I am doing is reenacting what I went through after surgery. So the full liquid is what I'm doing, kind of. So what I did, day 1 was clear liquids only. That was really hard to kind of go without eating. Day 2, I added in the heavier fruit juices. And I think that was the day, that day I added in the chicken broth as well. Day 3, I added in chicken broth and the cream of chicken stuff. That was what I did on day 2 and day 3. And day 3, I actually added in cream of broccoli as well. So flash forward to today, which is day 4. I've not only added in the creamy soups, but I've also added in peanut butter. So I'm going to give you the list of foods that you are allowed to have on this diet. And I say diet, but it's not a diet. It's a reset. I'm not doing this just to lose weight. I realized after I had surgery, I've always been a weird texture eater. Like, it can't feel weird. It has to be like a creamy substance, or I don't like bananas. I can't tolerate bananas because they're stringy. I don't like oranges, and just the list is enormous of what I don't like. So right after surgery, when I got into homesteading, was because I realized I like fruits and vegetables, but I wasn't willing to try them before. But now I did, because I no longer was addicted to the sugar, and I realized I liked vegetables and fruit. I've never liked broccoli, never. After surgery, I started eating broccoli and loved it. And when I got back into eating the sugary foods, I noticed that my vegetable and fruit intake got less and less, and stuff started tasting gross again. So this is why I'm doing this. It's not just to lose weight. Yeah, I'm trying to lose weight, but I have every intention of just changing the way I'm eating. But I'm also going to start exercising even more than I have been before. But I'm doing this to detox my body off of the sugar, to reset myself and say, you are not going to eat sugar. You do not need it. And to reset my palate. This is all this is about. It's not some sort of starvation. It's not some sort of competition. Let's see how long I can go without eating. Nothing like that. I do have some common sense, people. Unlike what it sounds like, I have some common sense. Okay, so without further ado, here is the list of full liquids that you are allowed to have. You are allowed to have scrambled eggs, and they have to be soft scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs, cottage cheese, soft cooked beans like pinto beans, light yogurt or plain Greek yogurt, skim milk, protein powder, unsweetened applesauce, creamy soups, cream of soups, cooked cream of wheat, mashed potatoes, oatmeal, sugar-free pudding, tomato soup, low sodium V8, peanut butter, the smooth type. Tomato-based soups or tomato juice can be introduced. Okay, so this is from the book my doctor gave me. This is his recommendations. He's got the list of how much protein I should be taking in. Protein supplements are very important if you're a bariatric patient. By far, I have probably, swear to the Lord above, I've probably tried between 20 and 30 protein supplements, and the only one that I have ever found that I'm okay with is the Gene Pro. The reason I keep talking about it is because it is truly has the highest amount of protein in it, with the least amount of calories, with no taste to it, with the smallest amount needed to get that. When you're a bariatric patient, you don't want to be doing 10, 12 ounces of a protein shake, because number one, they're disgusting when they're not freezing cold. And number two, you can't drink that much. So to be able to find something that is only a tablespoon, or if you're somebody who just despises doing the protein shakes, you put a tablespoon in a little bit of water, you could chug that back in 2 seconds and be done. And it's 30 grams of protein. For protein supplements, it needs to be over 20 grams of protein, but stay under 30. Your body can't absorb more than 30 in one sitting. So anything over 30 is pointless to have anyway. You're just wasting your money. So that is a quick summary of what I'm doing and why. The goal is to get all the way to Monday doing the liquid diet. I'm adding in the soft or the full liquids as I'm going. Like today was peanut butter, tomorrow will be cottage cheese, the next day will be scrambled eggs, and then we'll hit Monday. Come Monday, I will be on full soft foods, soft liquids, full liquid soft foods. Blah, blah. And I plan to do that for at least another week, possibly even a second week. Again, I'm not doing this just so that I'm not fat. I'm doing this because I'm trying to reset my body into being willing to accept food that is good for me. Healthy, whole foods. Eventually, at some point in the next week to 2 weeks, after I have completed what I'm doing now, I plan to start introducing other foods. I will start going back into a regular diet. And when I say regular diet, that does not mean what I was doing before. When I say regular diet, I mean I will be introducing chicken, fish, vegetables, fruits. I don't know if I will introduce carbs for a while. I think I'm going to stay clean eating for as long as I can. And maybe allow myself like one carb food a day at most, like maybe an oatmeal. That's like in the soft foods, the soft food full liquid. They're talking about mashed potatoes. I will not be doing mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are too starchy, and I will not be doing those. So you can cut that one out. And as far as, I also had someone who had concern about the sodium intake and all the sugar that I was having from the coffee creamer. When I say that I'm addicted to sugar, I'm talking about the fact that my husband and I went on a date, and I told him I would rather go to a frozen yogurt place to get a cheesecake ice cream or cheesecake frozen yogurt with cheesecake and white chocolate and all this crap in it than to go eat regular food. Like I'm that addicted to sugar. So for me to put a little bit of sugar and coffee creamer in my coffee, I feel like that's a huge improvement. That is a big step up. So I will allow myself that one thing. Because if I completely deprive myself, and I think that's another thing that people make the mistake of, is they try to completely deprive themselves of everything and they're extremely strict with it. And when you do, a lot of times you're going to fail. If you don't allow yourself a little bit of leeway and grace, you are going to struggle a lot more than if you say, okay, these are my rules, but I'm going to make one exception. But that doesn't mean, well, my exception is that I'm going to be able to eat cake. I'm not talking about that kind of exception. Be gentle with your exceptions. Be little with your exceptions. So that is what I'm doing. And I don't know if you guys want to still watch me do this. If you guys want to watch me do this, over the next however long I do it, leave me a comment. Tell me, keep going. We want to see it. If you don't want to see it, that's cool. I won't do it anymore after, week 1, because I only plan to vlog for a whole week. But if you guys are interested in watching how it turns out, how much weight I start to lose, how I cope with doing what I'm doing, just leave it in the comments below. If I continue to do it, I obviously, like I've said before, I will not stop my homesteading videos. I will just add this to it. And I'll put it in a separate playlist. That way you guys can find the weight loss stuff. So leave it down in the comments below if this is what you want me to do. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Bye.